If you believe you're sex addicted, especially if you're multi-addicted with alcohol or methamphetamine, if you don't commit and dedicate yourself to some sort of treatment, coaching, a coaching program, that's what I provide here at Academy of Life Change Coaching and Consulting, it's only going to get worse. Hey guys, I'm behavioral health and sex addiction recovery coach Rob Lopicola, and I work with sex addicted men and men who are multi-addicted with substances that are fused with their sex addiction. And in particular, I work with men who are in a hopeless, desperate state of their sex addiction, looking for some sort of help, guidance, coaching to break free from the horrific grip of their sex addiction. And if you're here, I'm assuming you're battling with sex addiction yourself. And my question to you is, are you making any commitments to changing and transforming your life from one that is sex addicted to a life of reprieve, where you can learn to express yourself sexually in healthy ways with confidence and no longer have the shame, the guilt, and the isolation surrounding it? Because if you're sex addicted and you are compulsive in sexual behaviors, you are likely self-loathing and self-deprecating and talking down to yourself, and you're loaded with shame. Shame is one of the strongest feelings that sex addicts internalize, as well as regret and guilt and a lot of isolation. Most sex addicts keep their addiction to themselves, quite frankly, because of the shame. Well, if you are sex addicted and you're looking for a way out, you're in the right place. And it's probable that you've been searching for a while. Most sex addicts struggle with making a truly determined commitment to transforming and changing their life. If you believe you're sex addicted, especially if you're multi-addicted with alcohol or methamphetamine, if you don't commit and dedicate yourself to some sort of treatment, coaching, a coaching program, that's what I provide here at Academy of Life Change Coaching and Consulting, it's only going to get worse. Because if you are sex addicted, it's an unusually insidious and powerful disease of the mind. It is progressive and will take everything from you. And if you're sitting here today and you believe you might be sex addicted, I make you a promise. Your life will get worse. You will self-deprecate more. You will self-loathe more. You will gain more shame and self-hatred, isolation, and you will continuously fill yourself with secrets that you don't want anybody to know. If you truly are sex addicted, you likely are cheating on your partner, spending hours on pornography, objectifying the bodies around you that you find sexy. You are obsessing on certain sexual behaviors that you are compulsive about. You probably live in a fantasy world of objectifying some of the people you're attracted to, and then you obsess on them all day. You probably behave in ways to feed your sex addiction that you may not even realize. Did you ever shake someone's hand because in your mind you want to feel if they're available or flirtatious? Did you ever go into a party or an event or a club or a bar or a work and scan the room for potential bodies that you may use and objectify for your own pleasure? Have you ever dressed in ways to attract sexual attention? And even further, have you ever got involved in sexual behaviors that were degrading, made you feel significantly inferior, sexual behaviors you would tell nobody, and even worse, have you found yourself in illegal sexual behavior that thus far no one has found out, and you have kept it a deep, dark secret? We have our real life, and then we have our sex addicted life. We compartmentalize. We start to wear masks. We wear masks in our business life, social life, and family life. But in the sex addicted life, we're raw, uninhibited, risky, dangerous. We're doing behaviors that fill us with shame and regret and guilt. And if you are sex addicted, you likely experience the sex addiction cycle, where initially in the sex addiction cycle, it starts with preoccupation. I'm simply thinking about the compulsive behaviors that I get involved with. I'm just thinking about it. Preoccupation. Then I start to obsess, where it becomes a powerful force in my thinking, so powerful that I feel compelled to act on those thoughts. And then I act out sexually, whether it's pornography or a sex club or a park, cruising, going on Grindr or Tinder or Bubble or many of the other hookup sites. And then I become compulsive. Once I start, I simply can't stop. Then when I do stop at some point, then I feel desperate and hopeless and dirty. And I hate myself. I don't like what I did. I can't even believe what I did. Then I'll make a promise never to do it again. And I do it again. 20 minutes later, an hour later, the next day, or the next week. I simply cannot keep my own promises. And if this is you, you are in desperate, desperate need to make some radical changes now. Not next year, not in 5 years. It's not getting easier. Don't think for some reason it'll be easier in 6 months. In 6 months, you're going to lose more. It's not going to be easier in a year or two. If anything, you're going to continue feeding your sex addiction, and it will get worse and stronger. I know what it's like to begin knowing I'm sex addicted. I also know the facts that it will get worse, it will get progressive, and it will destroy every area of your life eventually. Do you want to wait until you lost everything? Or do you want to continue making self-promises you can't keep? Do you want to continue living in that cycle of preoccupation, obsession, compulsion, and despair? Where do you want to be on the spectrum of your life? Are you done? Are you tired? Are you willing to endure the pain of change? Because if you want to change your life, you want to live a life free from your addiction, you're going to have to pay a price. And that price is going to be enduring some discomfort and pain and learning how to come to terms with you. Because you are not struggling with running to the sex and the methamphetamine. You are not struggling, battling, running to the sex and methamphetamine. You are struggling to deal with the feelings of you, of your life, of your inferiority, of your loneliness, of all of that pain deep down inside. You're just running from that. You think you're fighting, running to, but really you're running from. And I want to help you to start running from yourself. So if this is you, I want you to go to my website, sexaddictionrelief.com. I have many programs available for you, and I have many, many, many free resources that I provide for you as well. I have a free 30-minute 10-step strategy session on my website. So feel free to check that out. It's 30 minutes. It's 10 strategies, 10 steps that will be the beginning of changing and transforming your life. I also have a free ebook. It's a 48-page ebook, 5 phases of recovery and transformation from sex addiction. I also have a free worksheet, a mini workshop. I'll have the link below one of my YouTube videos with a worksheet that will help you establish your baseline of where you are in your sex addiction and some strategies that you could start to practice to improve your life. And of course, I have this YouTube channel with well over 100 videos with strategies and techniques that you can start to practice and apply and eventually master to help you on your journey. And if you are sex addicted and if you are meth addicted, you need to commit and dedicate yourself to something to change your life, because it's not going to get better and it certainly isn't going to get easier. So either you're ready now, or you'll be ready in 3 months, or you'll be ready in 5 years, or you'll be ready when you lose everything, or the pain gets great enough. I'm not sure where you are now in your journey, but if you're here, odds are you are arriving or have arrived to a point where you are desperate enough, hopeless enough, and in pain enough to make some changes. And my story, when you go to my website, you can read about my story. You'll see just how horribly, horribly destructive my sex and meth addiction were, and where it brought me to literally when I got on my knees and prayed to God to die. I love life today. I have a lot of sobriety. I am spiritually grounded. I have a 4-year relationship and I haven't lied or cheated or been dishonest. And it feels great. And I have a life of healthy sexual expression today. I have no shame and guilt, and I have no secrets. It's a great life. And I'm grateful that when I got on my knees and prayed to God to die, that I didn't, that I lived and I transformed. And I'm here to give you all the strategies and techniques that I learned and mastered along the way to help you. Now, I do want to close with this. A life of healthy sexual expression and no longer entrenched in that horrific grip of sex and meth addiction doesn't mean that I don't have setbacks and slips and thoughts and some behaviors. But I have a coach myself. I am spiritually grounded. I stay spiritually connected, and I help people. So it prevents relapse. I don't relapse because I stay grounded in my spiritual centeredness. And anytime I might have a slip or setback in behavior or thought, I'm present and self-aware today to see it for what it is. And my coach told me not to minimize those minor slips and setbacks, so I don't. I take an honest appraisal of them. And I want to help you get there, because if I can do it, you can too. I ask you again, if this resonates with you, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and hit the bell. The more people that hit that like button and subscribe will help me to get the word out to other people like you who are searching for help and suffering in their sex addiction. Thank you so much for being with me here today, and I'm glad you were. And I look forward to hearing from you. Watch that strategy session and set up a time to talk with me. I would love to be part of your life change. Take care now. Be well.